Welcome back, everyone. Today we have a ribeye loin. I'm going to make some prime rib. So this video will just be basically how to clean a ribeye loin. You can then take that into actually slicing your own ribeye steaks if you want, but I'm keeping it as a nice big chunk. So just taking off this excess fat here. Love prime rib, but the real winner ends up being the au jus. Stuff is killer. Alright. Get a better look at this, so I'm going to come down and take a good chunk of this fat off here too. But you definitely want to leave some, as well as the meat attached to it. That turns into really good eats. And you need to be aware as well of that it's a lot less, it's not, it doesn't go straight down the entire side. So if you look on this end, whereas this is like the middle of the loin here, and this is like the end of the loin, and you see how the whole package here gets smaller. You typically have less marbling here as well. Very typical. So on this big chunk, I'll put in the au jus for a bit of extra goodness. I don't want too much fat on top. And just keep the blade flat. You can come up and just make tiny little incisions. Keep pressure on the fat that you're taking off, and you just walk it right off. And then the bottom, where it actually connects to the ribs, you might be able to see the slats in here, basically where the ribs are, would be anyway. And all this inner rib meat down here is not really that great, not as like a steak. So you want to take a decent amount off the bottom here as well. But again, that'll be something that'll go in the au jus, and slow cooking that, it'll end up just falling apart and being like shredded beef in the beef stew. So yeah, I like pulled that up and it's just a piece of fat. You know, get a hold of what you don't like. And typically the fat and the silver skin will end up pulling off pretty well. Helps you make sure you're not wasting a bunch of good stuff. Feeling for big, hard chunks of fat, which is the real visceral stuff that in prime rib anyway, where I'm gonna cook it to medium rare to medium at most, right? And you want to cook it up, slice it and cook it up in the au jus, your hot au jus. Shape it up and it's looking like not too bad. See, at that point then, I mean, you can come in and cut steaks as thick as you want. Obviously I wouldn't do it with a boning knife, but good stuff. There's our prime rib. I'll just shake a bunch of dry rub on it and pat it down really well, and it's ready to go in the oven. Use something with a drip tray on it because you definitely want to keep those juices. That stuff definitely gets put in the au jus as well as this meat and fat that I have over here sitting to the side. So, you know, you want every bit of goodness you can get. Thanks for watching. Take care.